it is going to use one stream to transfer the data from console to, it is going to transfer to the application. Okay, the other way is something like we are going to printing the message from the program to console, right? This is something like we call as an output stream. Okay, these are the two ways of streams we using internally for different approaches. Okay, what does input stream, the dependency of the streams of data is the byte stream is going to having a single byte 8 bit of data, it is going to transfer to print. Okay, while it is going to carry, there are two type of thing, one is input stream and output stream. Okay, if you see the characteristics means we have two things, a reader and writer, which is going to help to read in the form of characters. Okay, what are the implementation classes? These are we called as interfaces, input stream and output stream, reader and writer. Okay, if you go into the interfaces, sorry, implementation classes. Okay, for the byte stream we have like buffered input stream, buffered output stream, data input stream, data output stream, the file input stream and the file output stream. Okay, these are the different type of. Okay, here you can see, right, these are the reader related classes. Okay, buffer reader, buffer writer, file reader, file writer. Okay, what is the difference between these? Means the buffer is something like which is going to use to having like when you seeing in YouTube means it is going to have some buffer, right? While playing your video, it is going to already have some video is going to be buffered, so that if the internet is also, if you are face some issue means the video is not going to be disturbed, that means it is going to continuously playing. Okay, in the same way, that is buffer class also it do in the same way, it is going to buffer the data of the form of some bytes and it is going to transfer. Okay, it is not going to transfer for each and every bit wise. Okay, it is going to hold for some data and it is going to transfer at a time. Okay, that way the buffers are going to be used. Okay, this file data object means it is going to transfer in the form of an data. Okay, that is normal, we can use the Java data types, everything. If you see this file input stream, that means we are going to generate the files data. Suppose if you want to read the data into the files or write the data from the files, okay, and you want to create the file before reading that. Okay, those inputs files also it is going to be used. Okay, we can see that there is a one thing which we already using, right? What is this one? Print and println, which we are already using, the system.out.println print. Okay, this is coming from the print streams or print writer. Okay, I will show you this internal how it is going to be used. Okay, okay, in the system we have like multiple methods, system dot. Okay, okay, you can see, right, here we are going to use that system dot out. Okay, this is a system is a class, out is an object and print is something like method. Okay, if you go into the system class, we have like these are the three type of objects. Okay, it is of input stream, you can see, right, it is an output print stream, error is also print stream. Okay, input stream means we are going to take the input values, whereas in print stream means it is something like output. Okay, and error also, if you want to log any error information, you are going to use this variable. Okay, this is also system class. Okay, we have other methods like in system this is gc. If you want to get the properties, that means what are the system related properties, if you want you can read it. Okay, and based on the key and value pair, if you want to get some variable information from the system, you can get it. Okay, these are the different type of gc is something like which is going to use to invoke the garbage collector. Okay, exit is something like if you want to terminate, system.gc is garbage collector invocation. Okay, system.exit of 0 means something you are going to pass. Okay, it is something like forcefully you are going to shut down your system while executing your program. If you want to do, you can use system.exit. Okay, like this, we have like different type of methods in the system classes where we can use them. Okay, if you want to get the time also, you can get it. Okay, milliseconds time. This they are going to use some. Okay, now here you can see that this out. Out is something like it's a print stream. Okay, and if you go into the print stream, you have like find println. So find okay, you can see right that this was coming from the print stream class. They're going to writing this and they're going to having some synchronizes. Okay, like this, it is going to use. We have majorly three system.in, system.in. Okay, this is something like we are going to reading some data. Okay, when you are working with and system.in and system dot error. Error means if you want to log any information. Okay, that means error related. We are going to use like exception block. We have like try catch, right? In the catch block, if you want instead of going with system.out.println, you can use the system.error.print or println. Okay, likewise we can use it. Okay, these are the different type of system related input stream and output streams. Okay, and coming to this, and we'll see some how we can read the files. Okay, that how we can write the data from the file, how we can read the data from the file. Okay, for this we are going to use one document I will open. Based on that we can do some examples. Okay, if you see in this, okay, we are going to create the file with the help of this file. Okay, this was a class which we are going to provide this, and here we are going to specify the file path. Okay, that means if you the file is present, it won't create. If the file is not present, it will create. Okay, like we have the file class which is going to help to create the file, and if you want to read and write the file everything, and we can have some internal methods like make directory means we can create a folder. Okay, if you want to create a new file means it is going to create. Okay, like this. So these are the methods inside that exist or create new file. Make directory is a file list directory or list of files which are there in that location. If you want to delete and what is the length of that. Okay. This was a file writer which is going to having the object of file object inside it. Okay, this is the file writer. Inside this we can provide either the file object or else we can provide the file. Okay, like this we can specify the path and also we can specify the size of the file as well. Everything we can set it out. Okay, using this file writer you can read the values into this file. Okay, the flush is a method which is going to guarantee that all the characters has been pushed okay, at once. Okay, after writing, we are going to flushing the data, okay, and we are going to closing the connection. Okay, these are the different type of methods we can use it. And if you go into this, okay, like this, we can write the character by character. Okay, if you want to write this, that means all the Java related data types will be supported. Okay, file readers. Here what happened, right? They are going to reading the file reader. Okay, they're going to adding the data into the file. Then after they're going to reading the data from the file. Okay, in the same way, it is also having like buffer reader and buffer writer. Buffer, we already said, right? It is going to having some buffer size, and it is going to be write the data at once. Okay, here we can have like a read line. Okay, we have like scanner, right? Scanner dot next line and next. If you want to going to take the entire string, or if you want to take only the first word, okay, that way we can use a different type of methods to capture the data. Okay, readers. Okay, print writers also it does same thing only, but okay, we'll see an example of this. Okay, how we can complete our file equal to new. I'm going to fill the path of test.txt. Okay. Okay, you can see, right, these are the methods we can see. Compared, if you want to compare the path and the file is exist or not. Okay, you can check all these things, different type of methods we have. Is absolute path, or is directory, is file, is hidden file, or get path of the file, everything. We can get all this type of methods used to get all this information of this make directory. Okay, you can use the create one file. It will give the system out of internet. If you are providing the same path means, and it is going to create in your class path location means here is the C. Okay, and if I run means so that means it was created. You need to refresh your folder to see that. Okay, you can see, right, this was a text dot. This was a document which was generated from this file. Okay, now if I want to add any data into the file, you can use a file dot write. Okay, okay, file writer. Want to create a okay, here you can see right there is an IO exception which is going to throw. I will remove this exception and you can see the which is going to throw in. Okay, here you can see right create new file or is everything is going to throw the exception. Okay, why it is going to throwing the exception means okay why it is going to throw the exception means because if the file is does not exist in the required path location, okay, then it is going to not able to handle the data, right? So that it will give a compile time error. Okay, compile time exception. It is IO exception. I will make it as a surrender with try and catch. You can see that. Okay, this was the exception which is going to give. This is the one way we can handle it. I can make it as inside this so that will not see any error. We can use this catch block or we can use this throws also. Okay, these are two approaches to handle the these exceptions, right? That we already seen. I'll try the now on the board. Also. To do the refresh. So send the data. Why it is going to give the false means the file already existed in that path so that it is not giving the true. So the example. We're going to use a buffer writer to write the data. Okay, you can see right this data was added from a program we have appended this value. But I want to show one more thing called this close, right? We are going to do this one. But actually, if you are not throwing means, then we are going to handle the exception, right? While handling the exception, we need to this file writer. These are something like called as a resource objects. Okay. Okay, we have one concept called as a finally block. Okay, in which is going to use to close the objects. Okay, before you are leaving. Okay, we'll use that approach as well. You'll write the content. Here we are going to use one block called as a finally. Okay, in the block we are going to closing this connections. Okay, we may have an interview question on this and difference between the final, finally, and finalize. Okay, finally something like we going to use as a keyword at the class level or the variable level, but finally is a block which is used in the exception handling where is used to close the unused. That means after using this file later object, then we are going to use that. That is after using we need to close the connection. Okay, the why means these objects are very heavy, so that once use is done, we need to close that option because they are going to use waiting for other okay request to process the data. So that make sure that we need to close this one. Okay, there is an alternate approach also. They have been PW. What is it? Should I say value? Okay. It's a throws. Okay. Okay, like this we need to close. Okay, there is another approach called as a try with catch also. Okay, try with the resource. Okay, that is introduced in 1.7 feature. Okay, what this mean by that means instead of having the finally, we are going to have like here itself, the block itself. We are going to write it. It's a block like this, and we are going to use of resource. Try with the resource. Directly, we are going to create this object inside this. Object always later. It's not this. Okay. Actually. You can see right here the file. Okay. Pause and try. We are going to catch. Okay, here in this block we are going to write this file writer suppose. File writer equal to new file writer. So that we are going to pass in this. What is the object test of the test? Okay, that means this approach we called as a file with try with the resource. Okay, if you go into see in this resource, we are going to see one writer. What is the interface? Is it closable? Okay, this was the interface which was added in Java. Okay, 1.5 itself. It's saying that we can ignore the finally block. Okay, and we can use with try and resource approach to close. That means if you are missing the closing of the resource object, that means then it is something like heavy to the JVM, so that they are going to have given one approach called as a closable interface, which is going to extend it so that that objects we are going to create into this, like a method arguments we are going to have, like the same way we can use this one to do our approaches. We can use this writer and we can do as well writer dot write the writer dot flash. You see it? The value has been previously what we did not use this, so we have not used this flush method to flush the data actually. So that was the issue, it was not appended. Okay, this is about the file writer. That means we are going to write any data into that file. Okay, you can make use of loop and you can append the data whatever you want. Okay, this method writing the data. Okay, and if you are going to use the file writer, file reader, so we are going to read in the same approach only. I'm going to make this in to file reader. I'm going to take as data. What is the read method is going to give? It was giving the integer value, right? But and later they're going to take the file object and they're going to the reader. Then after record out read and they're going to get the value. Okay, this was the approach actually they are going to use. The file reader of file is equal to, they are going to read the content of the I. Alright. If you use this method, it is going to give us an input. That means whether the file has the data, that means then it is going to give the value of any number of integer. That means it is going to give some data, okay, in the form of a number. Okay, if the data is not there, means after reading the data, it is going to give like a -1. Okay, that was the internal thing. Okay, based on the condition, we are going to read the data from the file. If I run score, you can see that it was 71, right? There is something like which is going to return as in -1. Then there is no data in the file. We can consider in that way. Okay, we'll see this example and we can read it. Okay, they're going to use like frl1 dot we are going to hit a dot. Read. Okay, which is going to return as int value. Mm. Okay, any questions on this? The file handling, everything. Sorry. Yeah, this is about the file handling. And any questions on this? And we have like different type of methods in the file. You can use that files and you can manipulate the operations what you want to do in the thing. Making a directory or making a file inside that, and you are going to whether will the file is existed or not. You can verify. In that way, you can read the data in the form of an objects as well. Okay, and you can use that comma separated values in the file, and you can going to read the value, and you are going to splitting the value with the help of the comma, and you can make the bind to the data into the objects, and you can process. Okay, like that you can do multiple operations based on your requirement, what the type of the thing you want to do it. Okay, any questions? Okay, in the exception means we have not covered one thing called as an try with the resource. This is an example for that, and what there is a one more thing called as an multiple clutch box. Okay, that is an example means here you can see this was. Reduce, yeah. Yeah, here you can see, right? Yeah, here you can see, right? This is what we called as an within one catch we are going to handle the different type of exceptions. Okay, and if you don't want means previously what they are going to use means instead of this one they are going to have like individual exception catch block. Okay, like this sample. Yeah, this is the approach actually you can see down. Okay, previously they are going to have like you can see that add to throw declaration or add to catch clause by surrounded by try, or it's surrounded with try catch within the block. Okay, that means we are going to extending the catches. That means based on the object creation which is exception is going to, that particular block is going to be executed. Okay, instead of having this I can use it in a one catch. Okay, that is the way we can go and use it like this. Within the one catch we can maintain all these things. Example like this. But there is a one rule called if you are giving an exception, that means the parent class, then it will won't work. Suppose these are the exception of individuals. Okay, but here if I am writing an exception E, exception is something like it was a parent for all the exception, right? Then it will be given error. Why? Because this exception is going to cover all these exceptions, so that instead of having we can replace with the exception parent class. Okay, we instead of writing this one you can write like this as well. Okay, so that if you want to handle only the specific exceptions, then you are going to write only that related classes only. Okay, This is the one thing we can write all the runtime exceptions and compile time exceptions inside this. Okay. This is about the exceptions, and we already discussed about the finally. Finally is something like which is going to use to close our objects initially, but after that they come up with a try with resource so that you can handle the resource object in this way. Okay, you can have one more comma, you can write the object like this. Okay, in the method arguments we are going to write like in the same way you can have the objects to be created inside this try. Okay, how we can create our own exceptions means we need to extend with the runtime exception so that it will come as a runtime exception. If you are extending with the exception means then it will act as an compile time exception. Okay. If you are extending with runtime means it is going to handle a runtime exception so that while you are coding it was not given error, only at runtime it is going to do the exception. Okay, this is about this today's class. If you have any questions, please let me.
Mahesh, is the class over?
Yeah, it was done.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.